That makes sense?
Yeah.
So our casework goes to that department, it then goes to highways, so it is Martin Barnes who is like in charge of like crossings and that sort of thing.
But Martin Barnes is aware of this over 2 years ago,
Yeah.
which there was errors in his remarks because he got it mixed up with Dougie's. Right? And it's never been corrected. And I've got that in writing here if you want to read it out, of which he was making remarks to a crossing on the west side of the roundabout. It's on the east side, another 100 yards down from the roundabout, smack opposite Orchard Drive, Ginnell, which was a crossing for the children of the middle school. Right? There's a drop-down footpath all in place, all we're asking for is an island. Not going to cost the earth, over 2 years now, and you bring people's life at risk.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, but you're a district council, you tell us what you've done about it.
I've got casework that's open, I keep pressing the issue, and I've got an update to give as part of the district council.
But when you say you're pressing, Darren is talking to...
They keep coming back, so they come back to me and they reject me being able to do it. I then say, I'm not accepting that, I want better reasons, so I keep knocking it back because I'm representing Ward 1 over anything else. So that's what I can do. Unfortunately, I can't personally build, you know.
I'm not saying that, but...
Like, all I can do is keep pressing the issue and reject their replies back to us when they say it costs too much or if they give me some policy procedure that they don't like it. I disagree with that because I've taken the photos off the drop-down curves and I don't see why an island can't go there. They say the road isn't wide enough. It's one of the particular point you're on about is a particularly wide bit of road on that. So I am pressing on that issue. And I do agree with you, it's been ongoing for a long time. There's been quite a lot of district councillors that have been involved. I've only been elected a year, by the way, I'll just add that. So I haven't been dealing with this for 2 years, but ever since I've been elected, it's been one of the things that I've been pressing along with other crossings in this village.
Chair, can I just say, Fred, when I get an update, I will obviously come back to you and I'll let you know. And from a parish council, because that's what this is, parish council, I'll keep chasing it through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
I
Chair.
mean, if it's rejected, then we can carry it on for the press room to have a review it again.
What?
But it would help, during your conversation with these people, to ask for an on-site meeting. That's what it needs.
At the last meeting, the last full council meeting, so you put that to me, I've literally added that to my casework. I'm waiting to hear back from the officers because ultimately, you know, they're involved in this and it's their job to sort of like do the surveys and all that sort of thing. And I've had no reply on a side meeting yet. So, like I say, I can keep pressing for these things and that's what I'm doing.
But you're the only person we can use. We can't use the parish council because it's a district matter.
Yeah.
Chair, I'll update you, Fred, I promise.
And Mr. Gans.
Yeah, but I'll keep mine quick. It's the same as last month. Have we got anywhere with quarry holes being handed over to us? We've spent thousands of pounds on it and we still can't get access to it as residents. And have we got a lease fit for purpose for Low Ackworth? Again, what's being done about it?
Again, we're waiting on replies from Wakefield Council. So that's
It then comes back, same as Fred, what are you doing about it?
I can keep pressing the issue. That's what I could do.
And I'll
That's
keep
what I'm
asking
doing.
every
Yeah.
month.
That's fine. Right, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. So,
I've written on that I'm in support of upgrading the crossing for Mr. Lloyd because he asked him what's it about.
I think all councillors are in favour of the crossing being upgraded. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go to the full council meeting now then. Thank you everyone for all your contributions, by the way, and those of you that are due to be contacted by the clerk will be. If you do wish for certain other replies to come back from the clerk, you know, please contact the Parish Council as well. Okay, so item 3, to elect a vice chair of the council for the year 2025-26. Do I have nominations, please? I'll take Sarah first.
Can I nominate John Bell?
So proposal for John Bell. Do I have a seconder for John? Caroline, seconding. Sean.
Andy Sheridan.
Andy Sheridan. Do I have a seconder? Stephen, seconding. Okay, so votes for John Bell. So that's, I'll vote as well. So that's 5. Votes for Andy. So that's 4. Okay, so John Bell's Vice Chair. Okay, thank you very much. Item 4, apologies.
Chair, so it's, as per the book that's gone round, it's Councillor Cook and Councillor Moore, reasons listed in the book.
Yeah. Okay, do we accept those 2 councillors' apologies? Thank you very much. Item 5, declarations of interest and dispensations. Receive any declarations of interests not already declared under the Council Code of Conduct or a Members' Register of Disclosable Pecuniary Interest on items on the agenda. Does anyone have anything to declare? No. If anything does come up where you think you do need to declare, you can just intervene at the item point as well. None received either, excellent. So there's none to receive or consider, so move on, and there's none to grant. So moving on to item 6. General items for annual review. To confirm the dates, time and place of ordinary meetings of the full council and of standing committees agreed by council at a previous meeting. We have a list of dates. It's part of the pack. So again, we'll just confirm. It says to confirm, so we'll just confirm.
Yeah, so these went through council last year, in March. Village events have set their dates and we moved the date in December, and personnel kept us ad hoc just because there's still questions around a set date.
Sure. Do you want to propose and second then?
I think it's right to
Yeah.
the annual
Okay.
chair, please.
Can we get a proposed and seconded then? Lynn proposing, Al second. The dates that we've got in the packs. Can I get a show of hands in favour of accepting those dates for the meeting? Excellent, that's carried. Uh, 6.2, review of arrangements including legal agreements with other local authorities, not-for-profit bodies and businesses. So we've got the grounds maintenance service level agreement for 2025-26 with Wakefield Council, and that's basically looking after the Carbridge playing field, which it gives details there of what they do for that, the Low Ackworth playing field, Bracken Hill playing field, Ackworth Cemetery, Bracken Hill allotments, and there's details at the end as well.
That's just for review, Chair.
And that's like I said, just for review. Are there any questions or comments? Over that by the way. No? Okay. Sorry, go on. Go on, Stephen.
Just sort of paying for the Low Ackworth playing field, £1,026. We've still not got the lease. I've paid for that one for quite a number of years, but we're still paying.
Chair, we have discussed that in a previous meeting. We are the custodians of the land. It's our responsibility.
Yeah, did everyone get that answer that was being... So that's the reason for that. Okay, I'll move on to 6.3 then, to review the council and our staff subscriptions to other bodies. We've got the Yorkshire Local Council Association, the Institute of Cemetery and Crematorium Management, National Allotment Society, Information Commissioner's Office, Yorkshire and Humber Employers Association, Society of Local Council Clerks, and then Clerks and Councils Direct as well. Are there any, so we're just reviewing that as well. Are there any comments on that as well? any comments on this? No? We're just on 6.3, by the way. Okay. Oh, you want 6.4, yeah. So 6.4, to review inventory of land and assets, including building and office equipment. Do you want to cover
If
that?
that's okay, Chair.
Yeah.
So you'll have noticed in the packs that the current asset register has been included. As part of the audit recommendation last year, one of the recommendations is it's best practice to have the elements itemised out per piece of equipment. It is a best practice. It's not something that we fail an audit on, and obviously we always aim for best practice. In trying to achieve that has proven quite time consuming, so I've had a chat with the internal auditor, and what he has agreed that I can do in 25-26 is anything new I can start to itemise, and then I can clear off historic assets at a percentage to over the years bring that into line where we have an itemised per equipment asset register. That will obviously take time to work through. He's happy with that from an auditing viewpoint, that we're making progress on that, but I need an instruction to be able to administer it in that way. So this evening I do need to ask council whether you would approve me completing that method of the asset register to bring it in line with best practice, or whether you would like it leaving in its current format. But it would always be a recommendation of best practice if not.
Okay. Any comments on that, first of all? Susie.
Can I ask you a question? So you write off items over time as they're disposed of?
Correct. At whatever
What's
value we
estimated to
do.
be the value?
Correct, yeah.
And you're talking
So with that, I'm guessing you're going to need that proposed in a second then.
If that's okay,
Yeah.
Chair.
I'm happy to propose that from the chair then, the clerk's recommendation there. Lynn's seconding. So I'll just move to... Do you wish to comment, Stephen?
It was just under the investments. The acquisition of the CCLA Capital Investment Fund. That seems to be included. What was the public sector deposit fund?
That's correct. You only include the property investment on an asset register, and the other one isn't to be included on an asset register by process.
What about the equipment on the Ackworth Parish Community Centre? Can we count that as an asset? Because has it been signed over yet? Has it been signed over?
An asset register is what we own, so it has to be listed.
Well, we should put it on their land, it's
We
their property.
We still own it. It's ours. It has to be by the internal auditor. It has to be listed as on our asset register to account for it. That's been checked last year. That's correct.
Okay. Andy, were you going to...
Yeah, I just... Obviously, well, one or two things don't seem to tie up in terms of date of acquisition relative to the cost of acquisition. Like, I'm sure we didn't pay £97,000 in 1941 for the cemetery building. We did. Somebody made a good deal selling it at that. So I suppose it's just that question, but you know, what does the valuation actually relate to? Because it doesn't seem to relate to cost of acquisition for it.
Yeah.
That's part of the clean-up that's required. This is the asset register that all of council signed off last year. So you have seen this before, but that is part of what I would like to clean up moving forward, to ensure that it's a complete set of information. And pieces like that, we probably need buildings revalued and things like that.
Well, that's what I was thinking that we ought to be doing.
Yeah.
And maybe it needs to show when we got it, how much we got it for, but what the current
it needs a complete
valuation
revamp, which is what is part of that
that's
proposal.
something I would propose that we should include within this.
That's part of the
future stuff.
That's part of the clerk's
Yeah, I'll bring it back to June.
Recommendations.
So what I will do is, if I get the instruction this evening, I'll bring a new template back in June
Yeah, okay.
for review.
Yeah.
Excellent, okay. I'll move to a vote then on the clerk's recommendation, which takes on board some of the comments that have just been made as well. So votes in favour of the clerk's recommendation and updating format. Full house.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 7, policies for annual review. So we've got 7.1. To note the current Ackworth Parish Council standing orders as standing, pending review by Council in June of the newly 2025 released NALC model, National Association of Local Councils, just in case, model standing orders. So it's basically following that, and it's due for an update in June.
Yeah, so we get the latest ones, yeah.
And we're just noting that. Are there any comments on that? Obviously that'll come to the June meeting as well. Okay, so 7.2, to review and adopt Ackworth Parish Council's financial regulations for the forthcoming year 2025-26. Are there any comments or? It is asking for us to adopt as well, so.
Yeah, it's to continue the ones we tried. They were renewed last year, was the financial regulations.
Not proposing seconder or?
Yes, please, Chair.
Yeah. Can I get a proposer and seconder for that then, please? Sarah proposing. Can I get a seconder then for that? Sharon, seconder. And any comments? No. Can I take votes in favour of adopting the financial regulations for the forthcoming year, 2025-26? So we've got 6 in favour, votes against, and abstentions. 4. Excellent, thank you. So that's carried. 7.3, to review and adopt Ackworth Parish Council's complaints policy and procedure for the forthcoming year 2025-26, and that is within the Acts and sets out the process and our policy essentially.
That's the agenda for tonight.
Are there any questions or comments? Could I get a proposer and seconder for the complaints policy? Lynn proposing. Could I get a seconder then, please? Sharon seconding. Any comments? No. Could I get votes in favour then, please, of adopting the complaints process? We've got a full house on that one. Thank you. Okay, 7.4. To review the Council's procedures for handling requests made under Freedom of Information Act 2000 and the Data Protection Act 2018. And again, we've got documents as to what we do. So it covers things like what we spend and how we spend it, our policies and procedures. There's like a document in there that covers that, and then there's our Freedom of Information policy as well as part of that. Are there any comments or questions? No? Can I get a somebody move that? Bertie, yeah. John proposing, seconder. Lynn seconding. Votes in favour then, please, of adopting. We've got nearly all. 9. Against? 1 against. Thank you. 7.5, to review the Council's policy and civility and respect pledge on dealing with the press and media. So this is just to review.
It is to review, Chair, but again, if we could just go through a vote as well, because it's the annual meeting, so it's reviewing it to accept it as the annual meeting. It is a new draft policy. It's from YRCA, who is one of our subscriptions that guides us through things like this, and it's in response to the email that I sent round to Council on the 10th of April about a case that Wakefield Council had experienced during that email, and it said to review our social media policy. It's in response to that to refresh the policy.
And we've got the press and media policy in there as well.
Yeah, so if we could.
So again, that's all in the acts of which we've had in advance. Can I get a proposal and seconded then? To accept that. Sarah and Sharon, proposing and seconded. Any comments? No? Votes in favour then, please. So we've got 8. 9. Against? Abstentions? 1 abstention. Thank you very much. Item 8. So this is going to be, I think, could take the most amount of time. Committees, subcommittees, outside bodies and delegation arrangements for annual review. So 8.1, to appoint any new committees or propose changes to existing committees and structure.
That's my proposal.
Oh yeah, I've got that. Are there any questions or comments? We had the, so we've got the current structure and then we've got a proposed structure for May 25, which does essentially the changes would be to see allotments just going to the amenities committee, and the other change. And the gala parades, again, would be removed but would be included as part of village events. So they're the main changes to the structure that's been proposed by the clerk. I'm happy to propose the